Well, hi guys, it's Bethany Drew here with Stampin' Up in Valparaiso, Indiana. It looks warmer. It is a little warmer than it was yesterday. I love that the sun's been shining the last couple days, even though it hasn't been 70 again like it was last Saturday. But I'll take sunshine right now. And spring hasn't officially sprung, but like I said in my little note earlier, spring cleaning hit me big time today. Literally, the boys missed the bus this morning, and so I had to bring them to school. But since I got home, I've pretty much just been cleaning, vacuuming, dusting things that I haven't touched in a long time. None of you guys can relate to that, right? I even got a Band-Aid on my finger. And it's actually got Princess Leia. Yay. Happy Women's Day from yesterday. So you'll see that in the video today. My Band-Aid. Because I was doing the attachment to my Kirby and vacuuming down in like the vents and stuff. But there's some pokey, like, I don't know what you call them, screws or something in some of our vents. And man, one got me good. I was bleeding pretty good, so. I even got injured cleaning. That's just wrong. So, we are going to look at some really cute sets today. And I'm hoping that, if you don't have these, but you have some other cute animal stamp sets, some of the retired ones that I've kept around, I've got a cute pig one. We used to have a cow set. There's a lot of sets that probably you have. Hey, Teresa. So a lot of these cards are just cards and projects that you can make with any cute animals that you have. But as per usual, I may make you want the ones that I'm showing you. Darn it. Welcome. Happy Wednesday, hump day. It's always nice to get through Wednesday. It's always a busy day for me, but I love Wednesdays. I get to spend them with my senior girls too. So, and we're trying to plan our senior banquet, which is fun too. So, hey Teresa, I got both my Teresa friends watching today. So let's turn it around so you don't have to look at me anymore. And let's get started and have some fun. I'm so glad some of you are joining me live. You already got this one? All right. So if you already got this one, then I'm not tempting you anymore than you already have been. Okay, so the two sets I'm going to show you today, we're going to play with the Friends of the Forest. This is one that didn't really tempt me too much, but I got it because, see, this is how they do it. I have a Christmas set that has the deer punch, and I was like, well, darn it, they made a cute little deer that matches my deer punch. And so that was from the holiday catalog. So I got this, and it is cute little animals. And so there's a few little examples here. You can go girl or boy. So I do love animals because you can go both ways. So this one's called Friends of the Forest. It's just a $17 stamp set. This is clear photopolymer ones. And the number is 157746. And then the other one that I'm just loving playing with, and I think you guys are going to like this one too. Easter Friends. Aren't these so sweet? Hey, Chris. Yay. I'm so glad that I can see the comments today too. So this one's called Easter Friends. I love the little kind of sketched way that this art is drawn for the animals. So sweet. And so you'll even see some of the samples sometimes inspire me. I'm going to bring out the tulip border from our Flowering Fields stamp set, so it's fun to mix and match. And I am going to do a lot of showing you how to mix things that you already own, some past things that are in the annual catalog, using scraps of paper. So I really try to help you just learn to use what you've got too, and not to waste anything. I don't like wasting paper or anything. So I love the font on the script in these messages too. So Easter Friends and Friends of the Forest. Those are the two sets we're going to look at. The first thing I'm going to show you is using the animals with these card bases that are actually from the annual catalog. So let me show you in the annual catalog on page 127 in our big annual catalog. Number 5 here is the hand-penned Memories and More cards and envelopes. So they're just card bases and then cute matching envelopes. I actually did a card class at the beginning of the summer using this and with the Memories and More pieces. And I'll show you those. So this is you get 20 cards and 20 envelopes. The envelopes are so sweet. Little flowers and the pale papaya color. And when I did the class, you made 10 cards, I believe. And we used the Memories and More pieces with a few other things. And so pretty. But what I'm going to show you is you don't even have to have the Memories and More pieces. You could just get these card bases. I love these card bases. Just these white polka dots are so cute. All right. Now, if you have the hand-penned designer paper, that really does lend yourself to coordinate with these pretty well. So this is the hand-penned paper, and so I just pulled out some of my scraps that I'd cut off from previous cards that I'd put together. And so I just kind of used little strips. I ripped off the bottom. I used my thumb to distress the edges. And then I stamped this cute little duck and just punched him out with a circle. So you don't have to fussy cut, but I'll show you fussy cutting too is fun. But isn't this duck so cute? My goodness, so cute. So I used my blends. So I stamped the duck in, I think this is soft suede. And then I used some Stampin' blends to color in, I think with Mango Melody and then Daffodil, or maybe that's So Saffron Light. And then I used a little bit, if you can see, maybe it's hard to see in the light, but I used the light Pool Party blends marker to kind of give it a little bit of shadowing all the way around the duck. And then I used Welcome Little One. So a bonus stamp set I'm using just for these baby cards is this stamp set called Celebrating You. And it has Welcome Little One, grateful to celebrate you every day. This is great. I love word sets. So this one, again, this is in the mini, the January through June catalog. I love some of the font on here, but you've got You Are Every Bit of Wonderful, so that could be a happy birthday. There's Father's Day. There's an Easter one. So if you're thinking about making Easter cards in April, there's an anniversary. The Best Is Yet to Come. Those kinds of things. Just for you. You're on my heart and in my mind. Wishing you happily ever after. Mother's Day. So there's a lot of different sayings there. So I liked the font on this Welcome Little One. So cute. So this is so simple. I just did 3 strips of leftover scrap designer paper, stamped that, punched it out, and pop. You're awesome. You're awesome. You're good, because these are already pre-cut, pre-scored, and that blue background with white polka dots is already on there. So I love that these cards just make it really nice and easy to make. And isn't this cute? What? I think the bunny's probably my favorite. I don't know. It's just so cute. So let me show you how we put this one together. Okay, so this is what that card base already starts looking. It's got this pretty background already. Again, these are the hand-penned Memories and More cards and envelopes in the annual catalog. But then we're gonna mix and match. And then I'll show you some steps I've already done for you, because a lot of you don't need to see me stamp everything. I'm gonna use an aqua painter. I stamped this in soft suede, I believe. And here, I stamped this yesterday, but when you take your aqua painter and you kind of rub over the inked parts, you kind of bleed that color a little bit. And it just adds a little bit more shadowing, deepens the color a little bit. Then you're almost able to color in some of the rabbit too. So I like this technique of just, now you could use your aqua painter. You could also, if you wanted to make it a little sparkly, you could use your Wink of Stella glitter brush. Say hello if you're just joining me in the comments. Okay, you don't want to get it too wet because this is just my basic white cardstock. But, so with this card, I am going to fussy cut it out. Your paper snips are the best for this. I love Stampin' Up's little paper snips because they're just the perfect little size. And then I leave just a little bit of a white border. Now this is nice because the drawing itself is not like perfect lined art. Again, it's kind of sketchy. And so no matter how weird your lines are when you cut, it's really not a big deal. So again, I'm just leaving a little bit of a white border around the stamp. And then people's eyes will be drawn to just the stamped image and not exactly where you cut. And isn't that bunny just so cute by himself? I mean, you could just put him right there and be good. But we're not gonna stop there because we're gonna have lots of fun. Okay, now this white piece of paper, I have already, I don't know, can you see the print on it? I feel like the light's a little weird today. Turn that a little bit. I don't know if that'll help or not. What I used in this is a die that is this big plate, and it just stitches. It's got stitched marks and stitches those leaves in. It doesn't stitch it, but that's what it looks like. It's gonna be, sorry if you just had a pause there. I don't know why lately it's not even very windy today, but it just said my connection's bad. So I hope it doesn't do that again. All right, so this is scrap paper from this same pattern here. There's flowers on one side. Again, this is the hand pen designer paper. And I'm gonna fussy cut this big flower in the center. And I'm gonna show you how it's not too technical of a technique or anything, but how I kind of made the bunny look like it's holding the flowers. Because when you just cover it over, I mean, you can do that too, but I kind of like having one paw looking like it's holding the flowers. Now these hand pen flowers are nice too because they're not like perfect lined art. It looks watercolored, and I'm going to cut this flower off, or the leaf. Let's see, I think I'm just going to cut around the lighter leaves here. And voila, there we go. Let's see which way we want. Now you see on this card, one of the paws is kind of, it looks like it's holding it. What I did was, because these little paper snips are really sharp at the end, I just took my paper snip. Now if you also have just a paper cutter or a box cutter or something, you could do that too. But I carefully pierced it through the paper right by the paw. And then, let's see, how do I want to put that in there? Then I can just poke part of the flower through, just like that, into its paw, so it looks like it's holding it. Isn't that so cute? Oh my goodness. We'll put a little dimensional on the back of that. And then I'll just slide the little leaf under where I just pierced that. And now it looks like it's holding the flower. Isn't that so sweet? So sweet. All right, now what I did with this one, I used our border dies. And I love these stitch border dies. They're awesome. These are in the annual catalog. I used this one that cuts out this stitched edge. But I think I'm going to use this curled or curved one this time. You know, we'll just try something different because we can. Another little advertisement, if you haven't seen Stampin' Up's cute little mini die cutting machine. and Embossing Machine is 20% off right now. So it's usually a $60 machine, and it's on sale now for only $48. And I love this cute little machine. When I've gone on my scrapbooking events, the last couple times, I've just taken my little mini, because that's usually all I need is like border dies and ones to cut out letters for my scrapbooks. This doesn't need to be perfect, but I do want it to become somewhat even on the top and the bottom. All right. Okay, so I just put that on the bottom. Slide that on top. Make my little sandwich. Roll it through. It's so cute, isn't this? I love this little mini die. The Mini Boss. And look how cute this is. When you fold it up, it closes in. And it's just so cute. It fits in like one hand. And it fits in a little, one of my Stampin' Up lunch boxes, which I love. Okay, so that little border die, cut that out. Now I'm gonna do the same thing that I did. And it's funny, sometimes good things happen when you make mistakes, because as I was gonna put that on the other side and sticking out, but then I moved it over too far. And then I thought, oh, I'm just gonna put it going this way on the inside. So I'm gonna leave a little bit of the flower border. So it doesn't matter what I'm kind of, you're not gonna see a whole lot of this border, so you won't see the curve on this side. I made it a little bit longer than this piece, but that's okay. I'll put a little adhesive on here. And then we can just trim that off. With my paper snips. Let's go this way. Just trim off that edge. So it's got a little flower border now. And to me, this is a little bit too wide. I want to see a little bit more of that white. So I'm going to trim this off just a little bit. So I'm just going to take my paper trimmer. That is my score tool. Don't want to use that. And just trim off just a little bit. Scraps like this, I don't keep those. Those are pretty small. All right, so now I can add this on this side. Or see what I was going to do. The other one was stick this under and have it a border that way. But I think I still like it going this way. Put a little adhesive. And this one I'll have to trim a little bit too. Right close to the white piece. And now we can just add some dimensionals on there. And you see how these dies just add a little extra pop. Now, if you don't have dies, you could just use regular strips without any kind of curve or anything to them. And that would still look cute. But that's where these border dies, if you have a die cutting machine, add so much more pizzazz so quickly, especially the stitched ones. I love the stitched dies. All right, so we're gonna just pop that up with those dimensionals. And now I can add my, and I don't know if you notice on this one, there is a little bit of, I used my blending brush and sponged a little, or with the blending brush, added a little pool party in the back. I'm gonna keep that just pure white for this one. But let's add some dimensionals on the bunny. I'm going to put one right over where those flowers are sticking behind too. So I'm going to put 4 just so those flowers do not budge at all. Isn't this bunny so cute? All right, so we can put him, her. Not sure if it's a boy or a girl. It doesn't really matter. I put that a little further up because I'm going to see, I'm not sure where I want to put the Happy Easter. Or maybe this one, you know, this one could be Happy Easter. And this one could say just my friend. That's also one of the sayings in the set. If you want to make it, you could still make it, you know, you could still make this Easter and have it Happy Easter on the inside. But when you stamp my friend on the front, I could use it for a birthday card. I could use it. So here I'm using my Whisper White, my craft pad, because it stamps well on the black paper. And we're gonna do what I did with the Happy Easter, and we're gonna cut right around it because I want it to be kind of skinny. And this is kind of the newest thing, is fussy cutting around the shape of your letters. I'm trying not to touch where I stamped the image because white craft ink does take a little bit longer to dry than our regular ink that is just water-based. This is a little bit more, I don't know if you would say if it's oil-based, but it is a little bit more like paint. So it does take a little bit longer. So you just need to be a little bit more careful handling it. What I should have done is stamped this the very first thing, let it dry, then I wouldn't have had to worry about it. But live and learn, right? When you are gonna stamp with white craft, it is nice to do that one of your first things. Hey, Holly. I wasn't gonna buy this set either, but I did. Now rather than putting this, because I really don't want to cover the flowers this time, I don't think. I'm just going to stick that below the bunny. And because this is pretty thin, I'm going to put a couple mini dimensionals. I love that, I think about 3 years ago, Stampin' Up started coming up with the mini dimensionals. They're so nice because then you don't have to cut the big ones in half and they just fit on smaller things. I love them. So have any of you hit spring cleaning like I just did today? I mean, I was vacuuming and dusting ceiling fans and crevices and things that I haven't touched in a really long time. Isn't that cute? You like that? So cute. So these are the hand-penned Memories of More cards and envelopes. So really quick, easy ways to dress up a card. When the card base is already done for you, just use a little bit of designer paper. This one I just stamped and then punched out with a circle, but then you can, if you want to step it up a little bit, fussy cut your animal out. And it doesn't take a whole lot of time to cut those out. They're not too hard. So that's those. Just to show you a couple show and tell. I was thinking spring. I love gingham paper. Do you guys know what this paper's called? I didn't get the stamp set matches it. Teresa Ammons, I know you have the stamp set that matches it. It's is it the Posies, I think? But that paper has all that. Maybe I have, oh, Pantsy Petals. Yes, thank you, Holly. And the paper is called Pantsy Petals Designer Paper. Okay, so it has all this fun, beautiful pansy flowers on one side, but I love the gingham. So this is from your annual catalog. So if you haven't used some of this paper for a while and you still have some left, oh, bring this back out. These are such beautiful springy flowers. Aren't those so pretty? I didn't get the dies that match, but I could just cut those out. Aren't they so fun? So those are from the annual catalog. So I thought I had to use the gingham paper. So I did kind of the same thing, but this one I stamped the bunny on crumb cake and then cut it out. And I actually did, and I'm going to show you with the other set, I actually did what it's called mirroring technique, so that I could make this bunny face the other way, because it's only stamped in one direction. But you can find a way. If you have some kind of silicone or plastic sheet, there are ways to make that happen. And I will show you with a different card. And then I heat embossed with white embossing powder, Happiness is Being With You. And that is from the Friends in the Forest stamp set. But how cute and pretty simple. These embossing folders are in the mini catalog as well. They come with the ink, splattered ink, and just lines. And these fit with your mini boss too. So they're the skinny ones that can roll through your mini machine, which is awesome. And isn't this so cute? So all the in colors right now, and this is Fresh Freesia, you can get all of them in matching ribbon, but they start thick, and I like cutting it in half because I wanted the bows to be a little bit thinner. So I just cut them in half and added that on there. And I just tied the bow, so not around the whole way, and I just, with a glue dot, added that kind of in the corner right there. So cute. Love those little bunnies. And then here are the little chicks, and I stamped May Your Days Blossom with Joy and Happiness. Now, when you're going to say blossom, I mean, I know these chicks are springy, but I thought I've got to add some kind of flower, right? So I pulled out my old Daisy stamp set. That's in the annual catalog. And there's a bigger and a medium daisy punch, and this fits with the medium one. So I just added a little daisy on there just to add a little blossom. So isn't that so cute? I think this is Petal Pink, and then I stamped Calypso Coral on the Petal Pink because this chick was stamped in Calypso Coral. So those are just a couple examples too to show you, you know, pull out some of your paper that you haven't played with in a while. And this gingham paper and flowery paper is just so springy. You're gonna love it. So those are examples. A couple more examples. Was it just last week? Right now I can't remember. That I showed the whole Heart and Home suite, and this is from that honeybee stamp set. And I did a watercolor wash. So I showed you how to do a watercolor wash last week, and I didn't put the card together. So I ended up actually using the watercolor wash I did for you with this set. And isn't the duck and the chick so cute? And I thought this is just a perfect little baby card. And this could go for boy or girl. I really think it's nice neutral with the yellows. So you could give this to someone who just had a boy or a girl. Or twins. You know, you could go any direction. So that's on watercolor paper. I just did a watercolor wash. And then I stamped those. And I used the technique I just showed you with the aqua painter, just kind of bleeding the color a little. And then Stampin' Up did a little color challenge, which I showed you these earlier. So I did a watercolor wash. They were telling us to use certain colors, so I had to use Granny Apple Green, Shaded Spruce, so that's why there's two different kind of shades of green. The Polished Pink is because that was in the color challenge, so I used that ribbon. And Daffodil Delight, both the animals are, well, this one's stamped in Daffodil Delight, this one's stamped in brown, but then I colored it in with Daffodil Delight blends, and then a little bit of a light pool party on the top. So those are the, is that 5 colors? Polished Pink, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Shaded Spruce, and Pool Party. Yeah, so those 5 colors. So if you want to try, post it on my page, and I'd love to see your creations of what you create. So those are some fun with watercolor. So this is just, I just want to show you how different you can make these, and there's just, the possibilities are endless. I wanted to keep playing with this like all night, but I made myself go to bed at midnight last night. My husband's like, you're not staying up till 1 again, are you? I didn't stay up till 1, I stayed up till midnight. So I don't get anything on my my friend stamp. Wash that off. Okay, what do I have to show you next? We're gonna switch to the other Friends of the Forest stamp set. And this is where I'm gonna show you the mirroring technique, okay? Because the bunny, there's only one bunny and it faces just one way. But I'm gonna show you how you can make a bunny that faces in the other direction. And I'm gonna use different colors just to show you, like, you can use bright colors if you want, you can use light colors. And I am going to, let me score my card base. This is, anytime you use white as the card base, you want to use the thick white cardstock. Our thick white is just nice and sturdy. It's much sturdier than just the basic. Okay, and then when you score, typically what I've heard is cover the mountain, or I say cover the butt. But I don't think it really matters a whole lot. Just pick one way. All right, now before we add that layer, I'm just gonna add stamp in Memento Black. So one rabbit, I'm gonna have I'm gonna stamp right there, okay? Now the other one, this is where the trick comes in. I have a silicone mat here. Let's see. I have a silicone mat that I'm gonna stamp on that first, okay? So now it's stamped on that silicone sheet. And this is where, if you were worried about getting it lined up right, you could actually directly ink this onto just a little scrap of white and then cut it out. But I don't think they have to be right next to each other. I just winged this one too, so I'm gonna show you. I know there's a little bit of space above that. Let me close this so I don't get ink all over my silicone sheet. So I know there's a little bit of space, and I put it right in the corner. So I'm putting that, what I just stamped on the silicone sheet. Oh, you beat me, Teresa. 2:30. Whew. I could have stayed up till 2:30. I was having fun with these stamps. All right, now you want to be careful when you lift this up. Oh, look, they're almost kissing. Those were a little closer than what I originally wanted, but that's still cute. They're like sitting right next to each other. In fact, I couldn't have done that if I tried, right? So what you just stamped on that silicone sheet just comes off on your paper. Isn't that awesome? So again, like I said, if you wanted to be able to put it wherever you want, you could have done that on a scrap piece of white, cut it out, and then just put that bunny wherever you wanted it. Okay, now that I know around where those bunnies are, I'm gonna use a punch to punch out about where those bunnies are. So it's about there. I'm cutting out or punching out almost the whole circle, but I'm leaving a little bit of I don't know, you could use that for something, but isn't that so cute? Those little bunnies. And then I'll pull out my, let's see. I think I can still use Just Jade with the light. This is the soft sea foam. I'm pulling out my grass from the other Easter Friends stamps it. I stamped it off because I don't want it too dark. And I'm going to stamp that grass and in a couple spots by the bunnies. So now there's grass. That just adds a little bit more. And then, like I did with my little blends, if you want to add, this is the light polished pink. I'm going to use my thinner tip of my blends and just add some bright pink cheeks. And then I'll add just a little bit of pink on the inside of their ears. When you keep it light to the touch, it's not too bad. It doesn't bleed through too much when you're just using just a little bit. But if you're worried about that, you could add a whole nother layer of white underneath. All right, now, because I used one of the skinnier embossing folders, that's why I added a little designer paper on this one, which I think turned out cute. But I'm gonna leave this one. I'm not gonna put any designer paper on it. I love this macrame embossing folder. It makes it look like a baby blanket almost. And see if I can get it center. And then I forget, this might be from, yes, Teresa, good point. One of my other friends, Teresa, just suggested if you do the silicone one first, then the bunny with these, they're photopolymer stamps, then you can see right where you're stamping and you can do that one next. That is a brilliant idea, Teresa, thank you. I don't know why I didn't think of that. That's why I have you guys join me live. You're awesome. And you give great tips back to me. I love it. All right, I got my polished pink out because I used that color. And again, I think this heart is from, what is that stamp? It's one of the ones that's available just now with the hands and everything. Isn't that so cute? Oh my goodness. And I love, again, happiness is being with you. That sentiment could be just because. It could be a thank you card if someone did something sweet for you. It could be thinking of you and can't wait till we see you next. So many things. All right, I'm going to use this thick ribbon because, again, it's our frayed ribbon. It's thick and it's beautiful, and I just want to. I'm going to just cut it kind of at an angle. With ribbon and stuff, I think the best bet is using, I'm not going to use those, using glue dots. If you have glue dots, these are ones that come with kits, so if you have Paper Pumpkin, you've seen these before, or our simple all-inclusive kits. Our other glue dots that you can get in the annual catalog come on a big roll. You just have to be careful to see where you're grabbing them. So these ones from the kits have the little backing, so I'm peeling those off. Isn't that pretty ribbon? How fun is that? Now, this one I did in the Just Jade, but I think I'm gonna stick with the polished pink and stamp that happiness. I like that saying. Happiness is being with you. So cute. What a cute sentiment. So I'm gonna take out scrap, just some scrap white. Now, if you do find, most like word sentiments aren't too bad. But if you find with a bigger stamp, like later I'm gonna stamp this tree, With our photopolymer stamps, sometimes it stamps better on like a paper piercing, a foam mat. Again, usually with words and stuff, that's not a problem. But when you have a bigger stamp like that tree, the foam mat's gonna come in handy. All right, so I'm just gonna cut at an angle, just like I did the ribbon. And I'll do both ends. And because I'm putting this onto ribbon, I'm gonna use the glue dots again. Glue dots are the best adhesive when you're using ribbon. Paper to ribbon, ribbon to paper, glue dots. Glue dots are your best bet. Taking the backings off. Are you guys just ready for spring? I feel like I'm so ready now. And it really is such a beautiful thing to just see see the sunshine now. Now this is polished pink, I think. Yeah, it's polished pink. Because like I said, all the in colors. Trying to think if I should add another like skinny ribbon here or not. I don't know. The thick ribbon may be enough. You ready for vacation, Teresa? Yes. Yes, I am looking forward to spring break. We're going to visit Joe's parents in North Carolina. And yeah, I think I like the two. Isn't that so cute? Let's trim those ends off. And this, again, I've already cut in half. Again, when using ribbon, we'll add a glue dot on the back of the knot. Oop, where'd it go? Did it come off already? I don't know what happened there. Oh, huh. It stayed on there. There, that's cute with the thick ribbon and the little pink ribbon, isn't it? So cute. So that's called mirroring. If you have a silicone sheet, you can put them facing each other. And it's so cute and a pretty simple technique. Aren't those cute? Happiness is being with you. You guys. It makes me happy when you're with me, even when it's just virtually. Although in person is definitely better. I do like real hugs. Okay, so that was mirroring. Are you guys ready for the finale? How would you do your deer? You wouldn't be able to punch out your deer going in the other direction. You'd have to fussy cut it. But you could stamp your deer that way too, to face the other deer. You just wouldn't be able to punch it out because the punch only punches in one direction. That's a good question. So Easter is coming, not as soon as usual because it's not till April 17th, I think. It's not till the middle of April this time. But I'm gonna show you these cute little wallet holders that I'm gonna put in all my, it's my oldest senior year. Usually I don't do anything fancy. I just throw a bunch of candy in their Easter baskets. But this year I am gonna make these little, for at least one of their peanut butter cup. These are my favorite peanut butter cups. Are my favorite, guys. So these are just the individually wrapped Reese's egg. These are my kryptonite. And I just got 4 here, so I have to use them for my 4 boys, so I don't get into them. But I'll show you. So it has the cute little fox and the deer on the front here. And then when you open it up, it says Happy Easter. And I made a little pocket for this. I've seen a few people make these different ways. So it's like just a little wallet holder for it. And I did, I had to do different dimensions for this little pocket that I saw other people do. I needed to make it a little bit thicker because these Reese's eggs are actually pretty thick. And if you see, I kind of used the same colors. I used the wrapper so that it's got yellow, orange, and even green in it to kind of, they helped me with my color coordination, what I was going to use. So I used green and orange and yellow with the colors. All right, so I will give you the dimension. To these, so, but you can, yeah, this deer is stamps this way. So that's the way that it punches out, the deer one. But, so let me show you. I'll say the dimensions as I'm going too, but I will give you the dimensions with the picture when I show it to you later. How's about that? Okay, so you can use your paper trimmer, your paper scorer, or you can use the score tool if you have it with this. So I've already got, this is a different like cotton yellow ribbon. I've got a bunch of ribbon, so whatever ribbon you have. Now this is the big wallet piece, so this is the background, and it is 3 inches by 8.5. So obviously a sheet of cardstock is 8.5 by 11, so you can just keep the 8.5 side and then trim it to 3 inches. And this part's easy. All you have to do is score, and I've got a little score tool that's popped right down in my, or the stylus. All you have to do on this piece, and again, the dimensions are 3 by 8.5, but don't freak out. I'll give you the dimensions. You just have to score at 4 and 4.5. And that's it. That is your wallet. So that is the easy peasy part. All right. So that's your little wallet that's going to open up and going to hold everything. Okay. Now this is the piece that needs, and this is the one that I was changing the dimensions and screwed up a couple times. So you can see, here's my ones that I kept. This one was too skinny and it didn't fit the Reese's. So this is where sometimes you have to play a little bit and change it up, but I'm still using this for my fox. You know, don't throw that away, even though I'll throw away the edges, but it's still cardstock that you can use, even when you mess up. All right, so now this piece, I've got my little markers here because on both ends here, we're gonna score at a 1/2 inch and 1 inch, because I wanted it to be at least a 1/2 inch thick. So on both of these sides, a 1/2 inch and then 1 inch. Okay, and then on just one of the long sides, the same thing. So this is nice, you can keep it right at your 2 markers can stay right at the same spots. A 1/2 inch and 1 inch, just on one of the long sides and both the short sides. Okay, that's all you need to do with that. I do, you know, when you like making boxes and stuff, it is nice having that score tool. All right, so with this, we're gonna cut out a little L shape. So the 3 outside corners. Let me see that I'm doing that right. All right, so I'm gonna cut out an outside L. So those outside 3 squares, you can actually cut those right out. This is where these are going to make your little tabs. Because we're not making a full box, we're just making the little holder that you're going to end up taping to the inside of your wallet. So these little tabs don't have to be perfect either, okay? So those little 3 squares can just go. Now this square left in the corner is your tab. So I'm just cutting all the way up, just to make that a little flap, okay? Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Mom.
Then just take a bone folder, burnish all of those score lines. And I'm scoring them all inside. Okay. You know, when I make boxes, and this isn't a box, but I really like to use the sticky strip. And they come in a roll. It's really nice and sticky and it's not gonna move. So instead of your regular adhesive, that went a little long. Because you can, I forget if I said it right, tear and tape. So I'm just gonna put it on these sides and then on the bottom. And again, that flap will go in, and this bottom flap is gonna go all the way around the back like that. So I'm gonna put some adhesive on there too, because we want it to go on the inside of the wallet here. I forgot I was gonna do one more card for you. We'll see if you guys wanna stick around or not for one more. Because like I'm saying, guys, both of these sets are ones I just wanted to keep playing with, especially the Easter Friends one. I don't know, the duck and the bunny, the chicks, they're just so cute. All right, so I'm peeling these off. If you don't have any nails, sometimes taking a little paper piercer or something helps, but they're not too bad. Take it off. All right. So I want to make sure that these are pretty square. And I'm going to do one side at a time. Get the bottom. It really doesn't have to be perfect. Put that little flap inside and get this part. Okay, so this is my little pocket. And now, the original size of this one, this little piece is 5.5. So again, that's half of the 11. 5.5 by 3 was the original size. And then I'm gonna put that down, and then you can take your finger or your bone folder and just kind of press, make sure you get that adhesive down to the inside of your wallet. So you see that you just made a little pocket. And look how cute this is. I just folded the sides in. And I hope my son isn't listening, because these are for them. And you probably could make this a little bit wider, but I was still able to squish it in there. Oh, this one feels thicker than the other one. It's like got air in it. But the good thing about the wallet, it doesn't close all the way. You're just actually putting this ribbon around and tying it, which we won't do that quite yet. But so that's the trickiest part here, is just that wallet and the little pocket piece, okay? Now all we need to do is stamp that tree, and that's in the Granny Apple Green. now, like I said, for the tree, I will use a foam mat so that stamps well. Just stamp it in this corner. And I'm stamping, I'm gonna put my scrap paper under here too because it's gonna go off the edge here. This tree is so cute too. All right, so I'm gonna ink that up in Granny Apple Green. Want to make sure all the leaves are good and inked up. Ink that down, and see that inks really well when you have a foam mat under it. It definitely helps. All right, and then I just used my 2.5 inch circle punch. Let me close this green so I don't get ink on myself. And punch that out so you don't get the whole tree, and that's okay. And then it's got a cute little stump that you might as well stamp too. Now, if you wanted to go super, I'll stamp that right by the tree. You could add the little bunny sitting on the stump if you wanted. Let's do it just for fun. Real quick, you know. This is where you can just have fun. And you can mix it up, make it your own. You know, when you try to make stuff that I've shown you, you can put your own spin on stuff. I love it. And I've got 4 boys, so I'm using more kind of guy colors, but you could totally make ones like this and have purples and pinks and just have a lot of fun with it. I suppose I could make, now I'm gonna have to rethink these. Maybe I'll make some of these for like nephews and nieces too. My sister Kristen might be coming to visit. Perfect excuse to make a little extra something for, look how cute that is. Have the bunny sit on there. Oops. So I'm just putting a couple little mini dimensionals on the bunny. Stick him up there. So cute. All right, so this is 3 inches by 4, I think. So this little piece, and this is that marvelous paper. If you got any of that from Celebration, it does look like sky, doesn't it? So I thought that works perfectly. So this is cut at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 to kind of frame right inside of our wallet there. And isn't that just a cute little thing you can make? See, now that I'm thinking, if my nephews and niece come to visit us, this would be a perfect little thing to make them. And I could make a couple girly ones then too. All right, so now I can put that guy up, that circle. Oops. I just glued this down when I realized I needed to put my, well, no, I really do need to put my ribbon on first. Can I peel it off? Scary. This adhesive is pretty strong. But thankfully our cardstock is very strong too. So even though it's ripped a little, it's okay. I'm gonna cover it up. We'll just put more adhesive on there. That, my friends, is showing you how awesome and sturdy our cardstock is. Because it ripped a little, but it didn't tear all the way. Our cardstock, you can actually distress and peel into 2 pieces because it is so thick. Stampin' Up's, I'm telling you guys, Stampin' Up's quality of their supplies is better than any paper crafting supply store that I've ever gotten paper from. That's why I've been doing this for 17 years. Can you believe that? I know, I started when I was like 14. Just kidding. But you were thinking, man, she must have been so young when she started, right? Okay, now I'm going to redo that because the adhesive got a little bit of the cardstock on it. There we go. There, now I'm putting it over the ribbon, so it kind of is holding the ribbon in place. There we go. Okay, so there's this guy. Now I can put this guy in here. We'll put that there. And then the green border, I just used a strip of Granny Apple Green again, and then used our, the cloud border from those border dies, which, why don't I see the cloud border one? Maybe I put it over here already? See, when I get too fancy, I'll just do a scallop. I'm sure I'll find that cloud die right after I, oh, here it is. Beep, found it. Found it. Let's get the mini boss out again. You already saw it work. You can see it's here. I'm using the mini one. You know, mostly because it's just this month that it's on sale, 20% off. Did I say that already? I think I did. This machine's just so cute. All right. Putting my little strip of Granny Apple Green through there with that stitched border die. Which this stitched border I've used for clouds, I've used for snow, and now I'm using for grass. So, you can't really see a whole lot of that tree trunk, but I don't want it to be a whole lot thinner than it is. I'm gonna trim just a little strip off. We don't need a huge border of grass. All right. I'm gonna put one more on this little one. You don't want that sticking up. There we go. And then, like I said, I stamped the fox on my scrap paper. This is Mango Melody, so it's kind of a fun orangey yellow color. And I'm hoping to be done really soon, guys, because I think my elementary boys are coming home now. Colt, such a good boy, taken in the garbage cans. All right, so I'm just fussy cutting this little fox out. He's gonna be jumping and frolicking. We'll see how we make him work around the rabbit on this one, since I didn't have a rabbit on the other one. We'll make it work. Sure. It really is okay if it's off the side. I'm not putting this, it'll go in the basket. So I'm just putting one of the regular dimensionals on there. And we'll have him kind of frolicking that way. And then the deer. And this is an easy way. When you don't want to use your blends, I just stamped it, I think in soft suede, right over crumb cake cardstock. Or you can use your blends and stamp it on white paper and color it in. And then you can kind of do some coloring stuff. There, now we have 3 friends on this one. So cute. These little guys are saying Happy Easter. And then all I did was add, hi bud.
Today somebody in my class found my water bottle.
They found your water bottle? Yay. Glad you found it.
Her name is Casey.
Her name is Casey. Awesome. We'll wash it though, okay? I'm not sure where it's been.
What?
We need to wash it though. Don't use it yet, okay? Since it's been at school for how long? I don't know. Okay, so then I just stamped, like in this one, I stamped the bunny and there's a little mushroom and stamped Happy Easter on there. And I don't think you need to, for me to show you how to stamp that. So I hope you liked looking at those little wallet holders for a yummy treat. And you could probably fit 2 mini Ghirardelli. You could do a lot of different chocolates in there. Fine. And this is where you can kind of mix and match what you want to do. But if you want to keep my exact measurements, this should work for those individually wrapped. Thanks, guys. These yummy, yummy goodness. I will let myself eat a couple of these around Easter, but I got to resist the temptation right now. I'm trying to be good. But they are so good. So yeah, I hope you like that. It's a cute little treat, and it's not too complicated. And now I just got to make 2 more. Have 4 boys. Although, if we really do have family visit over Easter, I might be making a few more. That's okay, because they're fun. And they're not too, they don't take a whole lot of time. In fact, I was thinking I might make some of those for the ladies in my Bible study too. You know, it could be fun. All right, so final quick and easy card that I'm going to make. I'm going to take this out. I don't need this back with the Easter Friends set. Is I did tell you I was going to use this tulip border, and I'm going to show you an easy way to, like, if you don't have a ton of cardstock, I'm showing you just starting with white mostly. We are going to use a couple other colors of cardstock, but that you don't have to have all your colors. And to color these flowers, you could use, if you have Stampin' Right markers, you could use those. You could use sponges to sponge the color on. What I'll use is the blends. And then I'm also going to use the blending brush to color in the grass. So first I'm going to do the grass. I'm getting on my old olive because I've got my old olive. Thanks, Teresa. You guys are always so encouraging to me. Love you guys. All right, so starting on the bottom. And when you're blending, I kind of start off the paper first. That little first swoosh is always the darkest. So this is where, oh, you don't have old olive cardstock? Well, take your old olive ink and color in the grass that way. And then it looks cool and kind of faded, and you can have some fun with that. And I'm not too worried about getting the stems. I'm going to color them with my blends, but there we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's green. And now I can use, that little piece needs to go out. Just the stems. Again, this little tulip border is from the bundle with the Flowering Fields stamp set that has the tulips. And I love it. All right, now I'm going to use a couple different colors. I've got Fresh Freesia. Ooh, that's the light one. I might go over that with. Is this Fresh Freesia? Oh, that's Polished Pink. I was going to do purple. Where'd the purple one go? Well, this is Highland Heather. So again, you could use your Stampin' Right markers. You could watercolor over them if you wanted. There's so many different ways. We've got chalks now too. Lots of different ways to color. Now the Pale Papaya. And I don't know, maybe I'll go back with pink too. It might be nice to have a flowering field with multiple colors, not just two. I do love this Pale Papaya color. It's pretty. I'm going to trim off that little piece. That little piece, we'll trim that off. There. And sure, why not? We're gonna go in with the pink. You have lots of blending brushes. Yvonne, good question. The blending brushes, especially when you're just using our water-based ink pads to color, they are washable. It takes a while to dry because there's like millions of little bristles in it. However, I'm a lazy stamper, and so I don't wash mine out. When you buy the blending brushes, they come in a set of 3. I have a whole rainbow And so I use these for all my shades of purple. I use these for all my shades of orange, for browns, for yellows, for pinks, reds, etc. So the one I just showed you, you know, I use for my greens. So you can do it either way. So if you do just start with a set of 3, when you're done, you can wash them out. And usually just with water. But what I typically do is, and when I'm going to use a couple different shades of a color, I will use the light color first and then go in with the darker color. And then if you want to go back to a lighter color, like shade of green, I just make sure to like rub off the color on scrap paper and then go to the different shade. And look how fun that is. That started off as a white piece of paper. Isn't that so cool? That started off as white. And now it's a beautiful meadow of tulips. Love it. All right, I'm putting 3 dimensionals on the back because I'm not sure if I want to tuck the rabbit underneath, like behind the tulips, or put it over. Actually, before I put that down, I might use, where's my blue? Blue blending brush, where are you? I know I just used it last night. And of course I didn't put it back where it belongs in my can. Well, maybe we won't. I was gonna blend a little bit for a blue for the sky, but maybe we won't, since I can't find my blue. Maybe we won't. I really want to though. Darn it, where's my blue? Blending brush, where are you? I feel like I just saw it. Okay, well, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll find a cloud stamp and stamp some clouds for the sky. All right, so we'll just put that on the border. Oh, I could just, duh. I really could just sponge around the sky. You're right, Teresa. See, this is why you guys join me. I'm pretty sure I've got my, we'll just sponge a little bit, like just around the border. This is my pool party. How do I have all these sponges and I don't have any for blues? Stampin' Up's sponges come in a big circle, but I cut mine in 2/4. And then you can kind of use them for, and keep them a color. And so, while I got you, captive audience here, this is just a little thing I made a while back. Use your sponge, use that little mask, and you can kind of make it look like clouds. And it really doesn't have to be perfect. There, now we've got a spongy kind of cloudy background. That gives a little bit of color. Thank you, Teresa. Boy, both Teresas are giving me tons of great advice today. All right, then I'm going to stamp the rabbit on crumb cake and the little chick. I'm going to stamp them both in soft suede. Thanks, guys, for sticking along with me. I try to keep these under. Ooh, I don't want to stamp that again. I wanted to stamp the bunny. I try to keep my videos under an hour, but it just doesn't work because I have so much fun showing you so many things. It's just too exciting. Now, if you had a stamp set that had any like jelly beans or something too, because you could totally have fun making this like an Easter card and have little hidden jelly beans in there or eggs or something. So much fun. All right, now we're just gonna fussy cut these little guys out. The chick's so cute, isn't he? I don't know why I always call the animals he. Probably because I'm a mother of 4 boys. And everybody's a he. Even our cat is a he. I am the only female in the household. So everybody's buddy and boy. All right, there's the chick. See, if I was really thinking, I might, because I colored some of the flowers in pale papaya, that might have been a good color to stamp the chicken. But I didn't think of it. Not in time. That's okay. They're still bright Eastery colors. And really, you don't have to take an aqua painter to bleed the color either. It looks cute just the way it is, just stamped, right? And you don't have to do anything if you don't want. But it is kind of fun to add a little, like, pink cheeks on the bunny. Yeah, I think I'm going to put the bunny behind and then the chick in front. Bunny behind the flowers and the chick in front. So cute. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll show you the totally finished one. I'll take a picture of it. So, lots of fun things today. Thank you for sticking with me. We did some show and tell. Bring out that Pantsy paper. The gingham paper is so cute. Add some flowers. Add some ribbon on your rabbits. It's so cute to do that. If you ever got these, the hand-penned Memories and More cards and envelope, man, quick and easy ways to add those little animals and make them a baby card, make them an Easter card. Then I showed you mirroring. So we mirrored and made the bunnies face each other. Aren't they so cute? You can use a watercolor wash behind. They're just, the sky's the limit. And these are just sweet little baby cards. So really, it's springy. You could send them to friends. You could make them into Easter. And then here is our yummy and fun peanut butter cup holder. And you make that little wallet fold. And again, I will give you, don't worry, I will give you guys the dimensions where you cut. When I take the picture and I post that on my group, I will give you guys the dimensions so that you can make something like this if you want. And if you make them, please show me. Thank you that some of you do post pictures. Holly and Teresa, and some of you are pretty good about showing some things. I mean, not that you need to do it on a daily basis, but I do appreciate when you share some of the things that you've done, because that's my main goal, is inspiring you guys to create. And I love that you guys make stuff and you send hugs in the mail and make cute things for people too. Just makes my heart so happy. I love it. And I love you guys. So I hope you enjoyed my Easter friends and friends of the forest video today. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful sunny Wednesday, and we will see you next week. And next week will be the last week before we take a week off for spring break. So yes, thank you guys. Have a great Wednesday. See you back next week. Bye.